Queen Kong, baby. Oh, Lord have mercy. Why wouldn't it?
What's he building in there?
Nothing to see over here. I don't care that it doesn't match. I actually love it. Boys, I'll take it. What's up, Radio Shade Tree Surgeon here, and yes, the rumors are true. I am donating my beloved Rocket 3, the motorcycle that started this channel, to Forgotten Angels. This is in celebration of all the hard work, sacrifice that not only Dave and Cindy have done over the past 10 years, but all the hard work and sacrifice all of you guys have done to give Forgotten Angels not only the power to help the people it already does, but the power to purchase the Adderley House for Women right behind me, which is going to house over 20 young single mothers who have aged out of foster care and are in danger of repeating the cycle. Together we are bad people doing good things, and trust me, it wasn't easy to give up arguably what is my most prized possession. But possessions are just that, possessions. And while I have greedy, grasping fingers and I love all my things, it only felt fitting to celebrate the 10 years of Forgotten Angels and all the hard work and sacrifice you guys have done to make Forgotten Angels into what it is by sacrificing and donating something that was very important to me. So at the March Forgotten Angels campout, we will be pulling a winner for the Triumph Rocket 3, and Ozymandias will go on to some new adventures. And speaking of adventures, there's a reason that that nice white boat is behind me too. And no, it's not because I won the lottery. There's a different reason that nice white boat is behind me. Trust me, I know how out of place it looks amongst my very grubby, rusty, nasty possessions. But more on that boat a little bit later. For right now, let's ride some motorcycles. This thing starting up is an ominous sound. It really is crazy just how easygoing this motorcycle can be. You can ride it just like a normal motorcycle. You can put around in fourth gear. Hell, you don't even really have to take it out of fourth gear. You can absolutely start this bike in fourth. I'd say it lugs a little bit, to be honest with you, in fourth, but starting it in third feels like starting any other normal motorcycle in first gear. If you can resist the temptation, you can ride this around just like any other bike. But resisting temptation, who would ever want to do a thing like that? That doesn't sound like fun at all. Just brings back so many memories. Good ones, bad ones, amazing ones, horrible ones. That's life, baby. What can you do? Seems to me, though, if we're kicking it old school on the Rocket 3 on Ozymandias here, we ought to go actually kick it old school. Let's go pay Life of Winter a visit and see what he's up to in the garage. He just texted me and said he finished up working on his shovelhead, and him and Jessie Gray are happily married and still together, by the way. Remember way back in the day, for the true believers, y'all who've been around here since the beginning, you remember the saga of Jessie Gray and her dating life. Well, sorry to say to all you hopefuls out there, but with Life of Winter, it's stuck, and they are still together. Actually, no, I'm not sorry to say that. I am happy to say that. Two amazing people that I love very much that have been friends of mine for going on damn near 2 decades. They remember me back before the YouTube channel and before I even owned the Rocket 3. Many a video that started out in this garage or in this driveway. I mean, it never died, except for the once.
What's he building in there? Just what the hell is he building in there? Now what have I become? Now what have I become?
Well, actually, you'll have no idea what I'm building in there because I decided to talk to the camera without my microphone plugged in. The only thing that could really make me look dumber than wildly gesticulating and talking to a camera that's not actually picking up what I'm saying is my attempt at casting metal. Combining two things I'm terrible at, carpentry and, well, I guess I don't know that I'm terrible at casting metal yet. I just, at this point, assumed that I would be. Anyway, yeah, that's what I was trying to say here. So eventually I stare at the camera existentially for about 30 seconds, realizing I was talking to nobody, and plug the mic in. So anyway, back to me then. When I say forging, I mean sand casting, which requires forging, but really it's the sand casting part that I'm interested in. This all started with a stupid little piece of 3D printed plastic. A piece of 3D printed plastic that I thought was aluminum. I should have read the description on eBay better, but with this 3D printed part, theoretically, I can make one that's aluminum. You see, I've got plans for the faithful old sea roach Maximum Brown. The sewer skiff is going to get a makeover. One of the things that's missing that I guess really doesn't do that much, but one of the things that's missing is a transom cap on this side, and you can't exactly order these things from StarCraft anymore. It's got one on this side and it has a cap on the bow, which just makes this stick out like a sore thumb. Imagine how excited I was when I saw they were available on eBay. And look, it's a perfect fit. It looks great, except it's plastic. And you guys know I love my shiny stuff. I want to polish this. You can't exactly polish plastic. And that's where the terrible idea to sandcast came in, which will probably just end up turning this $20 plastic part that I could have put on there, painted, and it would have looked fine, into a $180 boondoggle that I regret, but at least you guys get to laugh at me failing. So let's see if we got some Swamp Wizard luck left in us, and maybe, just maybe, we can make a usable part. Old buddy Bezos came in clutch on this one with a fairly inexpensive forge. This thing was 160 bucks. The reviews were decent. There's like 6 other ones that looked exactly the same. I'll link this one down below, but the reason I got it is it came with everything I needed besides the sand and the frame. Some assembly required, huh? These are for something, I'm not sure. Some sort of heat-resistant trivet. Don't worry, I'm not going to be forging on my plastic table. The Crucible, which is such a metal-sounding name. I love that. More assembly required parts. Yeah, I see myself spilling molten aluminum everywhere. Okay, looks like one for removing and one for pouring. That's cool. The reason I got this, I don't want to have to buy all this stuff separately. And there's a lot of how-tos on how to make your own forge. You can make them out of like an old keg or something like that. But for me, with the amount of time it would have taken to do that, and me not knowing whether I'm going to ever make another aluminum part, or I just don't know. For me, it was easier just to try this out with the cheapo Buddy Bezos Amazon special. If I end up really liking it and I end up using it quite often, maybe I'll build my own forge that has a little larger capacity. The forge itself, a lot of stuff in here that I'm gonna end up using if I get into making more aluminum parts. If it works at all. It is from Amazon after all. Well, if you guys didn't know what sand casting is, it's just an old technique of metal shaping that goes back really, really far, but also is used a lot in modern day as well, especially by guys that are making custom motorcycle parts in their garages. If you've ever seen a small batch custom motorcycle part that's made out of aluminum or any other kind of metal, a lot of times those are sculpted by hand. Someone will take clay or whatever material, wood, they'll carve the part or shape the part, or sometimes they'll 3D print it after designing it in CAD, but then when they go to make the part for you to use on your motorcycle, they'll use that clay or wood or 3D printed plastic or whatever it is to make a mold in sand to pour aluminum in. And I'm gonna try to show you what it looks like. And this is probably not gonna be the best how-to, even if I do succeed. It will more just be like a proof of concept that even an idiot can do it. I feel like I'm kind of selling it short just how old the sandcasting process is. It's so old that it literally predates written history. People have been forging metal using the sandcasting process for like the past 4,000 years. Pretty crazy that the technique is literally still used in garages around the world today and even used in industrial processes. Like sandcasting is still a legitimate way that large companies make parts. Pretty crazy that this is just something that human beings have been doing since basically ever. That doesn't doesn't mean it's easy, and that doesn't mean I'm gonna be good at it. There were some pretty clever bastards back in the day, okay? I'm not saying I'm on the same level as some Chinese dude 4,000 years ago. They're probably way smarter than I am. As long as I can completely fill the bottom one and get a good layer on the top one, I think I'll be all right, but we'll see. This might be a no-go. These small pieces on the side, I'm gonna make some dowels for so that they can be alignment blocks. Speaking of no-goes, I only have two kinds of screws. I have a 4-inch screw and I have an 1.5 inch screw, so it looks like we're gonna have to go to Wally World. That's all right though. That means we get to ride a motorcycle. And if we're gonna ride, why not ride something that looks just about as good as my carpentry? Yeah, I haven't started this thing since I got back to the Keys, but I can't see any reason why it wouldn't run. Why wouldn't it? Okay, seriously, why wouldn't it? Hell yeah.
Shovelheads never say die. Whoa. Oh, this one might be whispering it. Come on. Shake off the cobwebs. Nobody said you could die yet. There we go. It also just crosses my mind that I have no idea how much gas is in this thing. At the very most, half a tank. We gotta do something about that. There we go. Now it's running fine. You can't kill the undead. And after all, Sisyphus, this old shovelhead, it still has work to do on this mortal plane. The punishment will continue until morale improves.
Man, I really gotta get one of those "This is not an abandoned vehicle" stickers. Just like most people who leave their bikes behind in a Walmart parking lot, I'm usually afraid that something's gonna happen to it, but not because somebody's gonna steal it, but more like someone's gonna tow it away because they think it got abandoned there. Riding that Goldwing around, you sure do get used to having luggage. But I'll give a motorcycle with no bags and half a gas tank this. When all you got room for is what you came for and it fits in your pocket, it keeps you from buying any crap you don't need. And if you guys hadn't noticed, I love buying crap I don't need. It's just my bank account that doesn't like it. Traveling with only what I can fit in my pockets, it keeps me honest and it keeps a sense of longing in my heart. And hey baby, if it wasn't for burning desire, I wouldn't get anything done at all. You would, oh, as I drop something immediately, you think that this would be kind of hard to fuck up, but trust me, I've got a special talent in that regard. There's just something so incredibly humbling about trying to do a task that, again, predates written history. That's carpentry or metal casting or any of these things that people did back in the day who, I think that with all my high-speed knowledge and cell phone in my pocket that I should just arguably, with all the assets available to me, I should be so much better at everything than they were. But I'm just not because I'm a lazy, pudgy, fat person who lives in 2025 and has no idea what the struggle was like back in the day. So it's like I said, it's a humbling experience to attempt to do this type of thing in a way that everyone should humble themselves. Trust me, you are not a special and unique snowflake. You suck, and you should look that suck directly in the eyes. I try to do it at least once a day. Well, here goes nothing. This is oddly shaped, so it's going to be hard to pull out if I fill it up with sand this way because of that curve right there. So I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to put sand in, push this in so it fills this void, and then excavate the void once I have it flipped over. This is unlikely. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. We'll see. This is my first time and I'm already trying to freaking French it up a little bit. They said to use baby powder on this so the sand doesn't stick to it as much or something. The tutorial that I watched did not tell me how to do this. I'm just guessing. I'm not saying that this will work, and if you do this all the time, you might already be laughing your ass off at me. If you couldn't tell, I have no idea what I'm doing. My confidence level is not high, which is odd for me. Usually I'm incredibly confident. Not with this one, really. Now, theoretically, I should be able to pick this up and flip it over without all the sand falling out. That did not happen. Maybe it just needs to be pounded down more? That is a big old negatory. Why is it happening? That didn't work at all. Well, I've got a couple of theories, and none of them are gonna do me any good today. Well, like the old saying goes, if at first you don't succeed, crack a beer and fail again. I got a lot in common with Sisyphus. The fun is in the trying. Unfortunately for most of the girls in my life, that also applies to my romantic endeavors. I think that I've got the wrong sand. I think I need the sand that you kind of get wet. I'm not sure. Anyway, I ordered different sand. It should be here tomorrow. I don't know if we're actually gonna get that in this video or not. I'm sure I'll get a lot of advice in the comment section down below from people who know about sand casting. I look forward to reading those comments, but I don't think that we're making that part in this video. That's all right though. I got plenty of beer to drink and plenty of other stuff to do. And speaking of Sisyphus, let's do something nice for that long-suffering pile of parts. California quiet. Now I know it's probably pretty hard to tell, but this actually isn't my shovelhead. We got the last action hero here up on the lift, which has a new home. The raffle for this motorcycle is over, though it's not over for the Rocket 3. The last action hero is going to start a whole new life in Texas, and he's coming to the March camp out to pick it up and take it back home. But I want to make sure that he gets it in running order. When I originally took my shovelhead Sisyphus down to the very end to mile 0 to finish my cross-country trip, the original plan was for David to ride this bike. Since we had a problem with the exhaust, the front exhaust coming off, which I had a problem with that on my bike too, I just rode it anyway, but since this was a raffle bike, we decided to go ahead and leave it home, and probably a good idea anyway. Whoever's getting it is getting it with about 1,500 less miles on it. Now, if you know anything about shovelheads, or if you've just watched my channel, you'll know that shovelhead exhaust falling off is very, very, very frustratingly common. While there was time certs put in my shovelhead from somebody getting frustrated and torquing it all to hell with that gorilla grip strength and tearing the threads out, this one still has the factory thread. So we're gonna do a little fix that doesn't involve torquing it down as hard as you can. Now, Harley Davidson, in their infinite wisdom, decided to keep just one single bolt holding this exhaust in. It can be one bolt, but if it's going to be, I much prefer the way that Triumph did it, where they have like exhaust clamps. Even on the Sportster, I feel like the exhaust clamps work way better than this system, which is left over from the Panhead. But they never changed it all the way to 1982. Interesting fact too, if you buy an S&S Repop shovelhead, a brand new built motor, they include these same single stud exhaust mounts, which I think is really silly. Whereas if you buy an Ultima shovelhead, they come with 3 studs up there instead of just the one. I don't know why S&S doesn't do that too, and really it seems just kind of odd, because this is a bad way to secure your exhaust, but we're gonna fix it. So these guys right here, which they make these for a lot of different applications. These ones just happen to be specifically made for shovelhead exhaust studs. All it is your bolt right here that's gonna hold it in. Now, I believe these originally came with studs, so you have to pull the stud out if you've still got those. This locking collar right there that locks it against the exhaust. And then this little circlip right here that holds that locking plate in place, ensuring that maybe, probably, possibly, at least less of a likelihood that your exhaust bolts rattle out. I've still seen it happen, trust me. I got these from Prism Supply because I was already making an order from those guys anyway, and I don't mind supporting Prism Supply. They're good dudes. They make a lot of cool parts for the chopper community, but I imagine you could probably get them from Buddy Bezos too. Or if you just go down to your local hardware store, they might have them there, right? I know, hard to tell the difference. They're basically identical. Twins, even. I had somebody send me a tank in the mail, and I needed half a tank. Huge thanks to them. It saves me from having to spend the $100 to put another one on here. And I probably wouldn't have painted it to match, but I assume the one they sent me is black. Well, that's definitely not black. Beggars can't be choosers. Oh, it's gonna look real special on there. I absolutely love that the sticker on it says 1972 Honda CB750. From what I understand, this is a shovelhead tank, but it just came off an old CB750 chopper that was set up to take split shovelhead tanks. For me, incredibly fitting. Now I do hear a little bit of rust in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean and seal the inside of this tank before I throw it on there. I don't care that it doesn't match. I actually love it. And the fact that it was previously on a Honda and now it's on a shovelhead, icing on the cake. All right, remember that white boat from the beginning of the video? Let's go out on it. Cami Bay specifically wanted to go because after she capsized our Ginu previously, she's just been really freaked out about not only being on boats. It probably didn't help that the next time I took her out, there was a horrible storm that almost sank us. Anyway, this is probably more my fault than hers, but she just has had a couple of bad experiences on boats, but she wants to get back into it. She's pretty nervous, but she wants to learn how to drive the boat and kind of overcome some of her anxiety about going out on the water. And this was the perfect day to do it, and doing it on a boat that wasn't half falling apart and ready to sink like my boat is probably a better idea.
Oh God, I've never done this before. Okay. So first, we're going to lower the engine. The other way. That was the wrong way. We're going to lower it.
A test.
And then we take a time out to look at Chloe's butt. I'm gonna make it beep, 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 beep. Oh my God, it starts not like any of our motorcycles. Cast away, bitch. I mean, Chloe, I meant bitch in a cute way. I really just wanted to stare at your butt. Oh!
And that's all you need, is just a little bit like that.
I'm actually so fucking nervous right now.
Don't be.
I'm doing great.
What's the worst that could happen?
Doing amazing. Do I stay inside of the red and the green?
Yeah, that's the channel marker.
Green channel marker is going to be on my right-hand side.
Yeah, and then it's red on return.
It's on the right.
Yeah, just like driving on a car.
Okay, I've got it.
Whoa!
Coconut boobs.
The coconuts, dude!
My coconut. I'm driving a boat! Oh, hold on. Calm down. Everybody calm down.
Yeah, there's other people coming. We don't want them to. We want to look like nerds in front of them. Before we get up on plane, and this is so important, always got to do it, even though it sounds so dumb. Always got to tell people that you're going to do it. You just get in the habit of doing it.
We're going to go fast as fuck, boy!
Even if we're all watching you,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. You always just say, is everybody ready? Grab onto something. I'm about to put the boat on plane. Because the one time you don't do it and somebody's like, doesn't have their feet braced and they fall off the back of the boat.
Oh my fucking God, this is so stressful.
You're just gonna jam right into it.
Oh my God. Are you sure?
Absolutely. All the way down.
Ah!
Jam it, baby.
Forward.
Frickin' take us up on plane. Slam that sucker, baby.
Oh,
whoa! Woo! All right, now that we're up on plane, you can back us down a little bit. Not a lot.
I'm freaking out! Yeah! Okay.
Just fine. Right here, we can get outside of the channel. Then we can go as fast as we want.
I'm a fear of drowning. Put that thing back there.
Go to the left and flip between these two guys.
No, you do it. I'm scared. No, go ahead. That guy's having me fun.
Go left. Perfect. Left. I believe in you. You're just fine. See the weight from it?
I'm hard to say. Slow down. I feel like we can slow down, Josh.
Right now, we're going over another way.
Oh my God, go to us. Oh God.
You're fine. Now, to stop that, it's slower than that. See how deep it's right out? You're fine, kid. Okay. You're all over. Killing it. The world is your friend.
Alright, Chloe.
You're okay.
Holy fuck.
It was no shocker to me that after overcoming a few jitters that she had in the very beginning, Cami Bay took to boating like the proverbial fish to water. Once the nervousness was out of the way and she got into it, she was having an awesome time. And while I'll probably still be hearing about the time I took us out in the storm and almost got us sank till the day I die, I think that it's becoming a little more of a distant memory now that these new good ones are replacing it. Looking like you can grate some Parmesan cheese on that stomach, baby.
I've been doing my work.
I can tell.
Oh, look at that. Are you... No, look at her.
Nothing to see over here. Hey.
My dream! I'm a star!
Queen Kong, baby. Oh, Lord have mercy. Dude, she's so powerful.
Okay, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of people over there.
In fact, Cami Bay took to piloting the boat so much and was having such a good time, she absolutely insisted on taking us on a tour of downtown Tampa. And yeah, who was I to tell her no? She was having an awesome time, even though her and Chloe Cox's antics on the boat were met with mixed reviews from the general public. Well, this was originally supposed to be just teaching Cami how to drive a boat in the beginning, and then we were gonna go out fishing all day. Even though we threw a line in the water here or there, we really didn't do a whole lot of fishing. Though I'll have to say, I can't complain. It was an absolutely amazing day out, fishing or not. Well, boys, this is proof positive that you can't have it all. At least not all at the same time. It's the next day. I'm out bright and early in the morning, and I'm out bright and early in the chilly morning because I'm out by myself. We attempted, well, it wasn't much of an attempt, but we made a show at trying to go fishing yesterday, but with the distractions of Cami Bay and Miss Chloe Cox on board, not a whole lot of fishing got done, and it was way more of a party. Now, it's the next morning. I'm shivering. I'm not in a nice boat. In my little tin can, I'm all by my lonesome with some fishing rods, but we'll get a lot more fishing done today. Life's all about compromises. I don't get giggling, bouncing ladies today, and maybe I'll get a stinky, smelly fish. Or maybe I'll just be shivering alone and holding a fishing rod instead of looking at beautiful girls. Not that I'm upset in any way about the company I was keeping yesterday. Trust me, it kept things just as interesting as getting the big bite. I've been at it for a little while, but at least I didn't get completely skunked.
Hey, yeah.
Boys, I'll take it. Well, I'm not gonna take it. He's going back in the water, but I'll take it. Oh, you might have seen this 19-foot Sea Pro on the channel here or there. Like I said, it's way too nice of a boat to actually be mine, and it isn't. This boat right here was donated to Forgotten Angels, and it was donated with the intention of it being used. Huge thanks to the contributor of this vessel. It was a gigantic deal. This is something that I could never imagine being able to afford myself, and certainly Forgotten Angels as a charity would never buy either. But the good that it can do for the young men and the young women in exploring the outdoors of Florida, providing them with an outlet into nature and fishing and exploring our coast that they would have never had in their lives, that is just an amazing thing to happen for the young men and women that Forgotten Angels helps. But there's more than that. In addition for the good that it's going to do there, it's also going to take one of you guys, or maybe even a couple of you guys, on a pretty awesome adventure too. We're not just giving away the Rocket 3, it's still sitting over there. We'll also be giving away a all expenses paid fishing trip down here to Tampa. You won't have to pay for a thing. Come for a weekend, and if you're not into boats and you're not into fishing, hell man, we'll just ride motorcycles and party the whole weekend. And we're gonna ride motorcycles and party no matter what, but if you want to go out on the boat, we're pulling a winner for a fishing trip this coming Wednesday on a live stream, so be there. That's just in a few days after this video comes out. This video is coming out Sunday. We'll be pulling the winner for that Wednesday, and we're pulling from the pool of tickets to win my Triumph Rocket 3. And before the camp out happens, we'll probably have a few other tricks up our sleeve, but go ahead and click that link down below. Just because we're all doing a good thing here doesn't mean you can't come down to the Wang for a little bit of debauchery on two wheels hills and on the water. And if you really want to, I could take you out on Maximum Brown or Conca Dolce, but trust me, you'd rather be out on this boat with David as your guide, as David used to fish professionally. Once again, that link's down below, 25 bucks a ticket. We're pulling that winner on Wednesday, and you'll be getting a call from me or David or Shay Lisi, or actually probably all three of us live on stream. And of course, that's just one of the prizes. Even if you do win the fishing trip down to Florida to hang out with us in the Wang, you're still entered to win the Triumph Rocket 3. I know this video feels like it probably should have ended like 3 times already. A lot of times my videos end up being like 5 videos in one because, I don't know, if you couldn't tell, I usually don't have a plan. I just kind of go out and just do whatever I'm doing and bring some cameras along. So the video's not over yet. Let's ride the Rocket 3 again. I'm really enjoying that. Possibly enjoying it a little too much. Oh yeah.
One of those things that just spending a couple days on the Rocket 3 and all of a sudden all I'm thinking is, why did I spend so much time not riding this thing every day? The amount of power on tap, yeah, I know there's a lot of bikes that make 160, 170 horsepower. 2025, that's not that insane of a number. I mean, it's still pretty insane, but it's not that crazy. There's plenty of bikes that make that kind of power. They're usually sport bikes, but I digress. It ain't the 170 horsepower. It's the 170 foot-pounds of torque. This motorcycle feels like the hand of God. Even the video, like you can't understand what it feels like to rip this throttle wide open until you actually do it. And I can say with certainty that I will miss it dearly. I can also say with certainty that whoever ends up winning this motorcycle, first things first, be careful, okay? Be careful. This is not a bike to be trifled with. But most of all, even more important than being safe, because let's be honest, we're being completely safe, well, we wouldn't ride motorcycles, would we? Even more important than being safe, you better ride the wheels off this thing. Golly, dude. Because it deserves it. This is a hell of a bike, and it was made to ride, baby. Now, don't get me wrong, it looks just as good sitting still, in my opinion, anyway. But at the end of the day, this sucker was born to rip. Oh, damn, dude. I'm talking myself. I already said it. I can't talk myself out of it now. It makes me think of arguments. Oh, it makes me think of arguments I could make to justify keeping it, even after, you know, probably like 50, 60 people have already bought raffle tickets. But of course, we're not doing that. We're not. This is my most prized possession. This is the physical thing that I own that means the most to me. I can't think of anything else that I possess that means more to me. This is my most important possession. So again, why give it up when it's like my most important possession, the thing that I treasure the most? Well, it's because there's things in life that are a whole lot more important than possessions. There are ways that my life has changed that mean more to me than any one motorcycle in the world. Now, the act of riding motorcycles, that I could never give up. Any one motorcycle in the world, the way my life has grown, the way my life has changed has just been insane. And this is still a ripper of a bike. There's nothing wrong with it. It's so amazing. I could put many miles on this, make many more videos with it, but it's not about that. My life has changed so drastically. And to celebrate Forgotten Angels' 10-year anniversary, all the blood, sweat, and tears that David and Cindy have put into this place, all their sacrifices, the hundreds of lives that have been saved by them, and to celebrate all of you guys out there who have helped, welcome home by the way, who have helped Forgotten Angels become what it is today, who've helped Forgotten Angels save all those lives. That is the way that my life has changed in ways that I don't even think I could explain to you guys. I'm trying to explain it, but I don't know. It's just, it's taken on a higher purpose, and I love this bike, and it actually, like I said in my previous video, it makes me feel really, really good. It doesn't make me feel bad. It doesn't make me feel sad. It doesn't make me feel upset. It makes me feel so freaking good that this motorcycle that I have treasured so much and has been through so much with me and is the whole reason that so many of you people are here on this channel and are here to support Forgotten Angels, and I'm able to take this bike that has brought me all that joy and has done so much for me, and it can do one further thing, and it can be donated to Forgotten Angels. Guys, once again, supporting Forgotten Angels by buying the raffle tickets and it going on a new adventure to a new home, to one bad person who does good things out there, who bought a raffle ticket for old Ozzy Ozymandias, my Triumph Rocket 3. And it's not just about the Rocket 3, is it? It's about this place. It's about us. It's about finally realizing that, yes, you can actually make a difference in the world. All of us together. This has never gone outside of the channel. We've never gotten a news story or crazy coverage or some multi-million subscriber YouTube channel sharing our story. This never happened, man. It's always been us. And the fact that we're able to make this difference in the world, and camp out's coming up next month, make sure you register. The fact that we're able to make all this difference in the world, come together twice a year and change people's lives and save lives and do so much, that has just changed my perspective on life in ways that I never thought was possible. And it feels really good to take something like this bike, which took me places I never thought was possible, and go, hey, we're gonna donate this. We're gonna do some things that shouldn't be possible from a bunch of scraggly weirdo bikers out there, all you ne'er-do-wells watching this channel right now. A pretty unlikely bunch when it comes to thinking about who's gonna do a good thing, who's gonna save lives. And this motorcycle gets to make one more unlikely thing happen. I appreciate you guys. That link's down below. We'll be pulling a winner this Wednesday live for the fishing trip. All those tickets still enter you to win the Rocket 3. We'll be pulling a bunch of other prizes, but at the end of the day, it's Forgotten Angels, and it's all these young men and women who have never had a chance and who have been cast out by society. That's why we actually do this. But the prizes ain't bad either. Looking forward to seeing you guys right here at Forgotten Angels for the March camp out. It's gonna be a blast. Until next time, y'all, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high. Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.